If you got Mortal Kombat, we could send you an invitation and we could fight.
Yeah, you keep telling me to get that. I might wait until the summer when it drops down a bit. Because I know right now I won't be playing that game with my friend because he just got the game like 2 weeks ago, so he's gonna have all my time for the next month at least to help him get used to the game. He's played Fallout 4, but Fallout 6 is 76 is a lot different. He was having some trouble. He's like, I don't understand this or that and that and this. I said, it's not the same as Fallout 4. I told you. He was getting right frustrated. And I told him, just do this and that and that and this. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. That's easy. He said, well, don't get upset. Just ask.
Did you know Iceland doesn't have a or is it Sweden that doesn't have a McDonald's? I was watching a thing on it the other day, and the reason that connects to what you were saying is the McDonald's they used to have is Metro now. A Metro. Oh. Did you know that their McDonald's have turned into that used to be.
So I'm looking up 10 countries where McDonald's is banned. Okay? Number 1, they're not in any order, but it's,
I bet you Iran's on there. Tell me if Iran's on there.
Okay, I'll go down the list. Number 1's Bermuda.
Bermuda? Really?
Number 2 is Iran.
I was right. Yay!
Number 3 is curious to me. Number 3 is Macedonia.
Not to me, man.
That's where Alexander the Great comes from. Oh, that's like right near Greece and all that. So it's weird. Iceland. Huh? I didn't know that. Iceland.
That.
Oh, here's a shock. North Korea.
Yeah, a real big shock there.
Well, Bolivia, that's like, what, South America. No, I'm not shocked there either. Jamaica, huh. That's weird. These like are banned. I mean, like the country, they're not allowed to have McDonald's there. It's not like they don't want it, they're just banned. At Jamaica, that's strange. Now, Ghana, that don't surprise me. That's in Western Africa. Like, in Ghana, man, I don't even know if they have a restaurant in Ghana. And if they did, they'd be serving, like, friggin' their neighbor. Sub-Zero. That's one country, man, I would not want to go to is North Africa. No. I don't even want to go to South Africa. I want to go to the whole continent, but mostly the north. If you're a white Christian, don't go there. If you're Christian in a different color, don't go there. And if you're just white, don't go there. And I would say if you're not Muslim, definitely don't go there. Man, they are just lawless. That's the most polite way to say that country, that North Africa is just lawless, run by warlords and they got slavery over there. Slavery is as common over there as it is to have a dog over here. You know, there's so many people in the world that have went over that country for just like a tourist. And for the last 30, 40 years, they've been somebody's
Do you remember Natalie Holloway?
Who?
Natalie Holloway.
No.
She might have got sold into slavery too. She was a white girl. She'd be a little older than me.
Doesn't ring a bell, but yeah, like Islam's really open to slavery. Everybody's done it.
We watched a special on it. Me and Grandpa when he was alive, Mom.
Those like you go to Saudi Arabia and stuff like that, man. They got all those. There's lots of slavery going on over there. They got like that harem that those
You
princes have,
recognize
like
the name,
thousands
though,
of
don't
women.
you?
So many of those women are like
She was a
people that
big
were
case
kidnapped.
that was like that, though. She just went missing one day.
I don't know why people gotta go to those countries. Like, it's like, if you know there's a bunch of hornets in the garage, don't get naked and run around in the garage banging it with a stick. That's stupid. That's the same thing as those countries. Don't go. I mean, they don't want you there, and when you're there, you get 7 people that go there, and they come back and say there was no problem, but three people go there, and they get kidnapped. Or just killed. It's so my advice is just like, don't go there. There's no need to go there. Like that one guy that went on that Christian mission not long ago. He went to that island. I forget the name of the island, but it's just outside of India, and it's where all these natives live on there, and they've never had contact with anybody ever. You know what? You ever heard of them? But if you go on the island, they'll kill you.
Really?
And you're not allowed to go on the island. Yeah, it's like they're the same as they've been 10,000 years ago. These people, they don't have no boats, cars, nothing, man. You're not allowed to go to the island. It's illegal. You'll get in big trouble. Well, this Christian guy from the States, he got some people from India, some fishermen. He paid them bribe money and got them to drop them off on the island. And those natives came out and just killed them. He's trying to change them over to Christ. They don't even speak any language except for their own. They just came out and threw their spears and shot him with bow and arrows, and that was the end of him. That just happened like just a couple months ago. I remember the name of the island starts with an S. I know that doesn't help much, but it's like outside of India, and it's the only island that's known that where all the people are still in the Stone Age.
Okay.
But no scientists or nothing go over it. Not allowed. Nobody's allowed over it.
This kind of connects. How do you feel about Amelia Earhart? What do you think happened to her?
I think that she just crashed her ship like somewhere out in the Pacific Ocean. I don't think there was any conspiracy.
You don't think she's still alive somewhere? Or...
Oh no! I think that what happened was her plane crashed. I do believe that at least she lived. Maybe the other guy did, and he was a little hurt or something. But supposedly they found an area where I've heard 2 stories. One where this one island, they found some stuff that supposedly belonged to them and some bones. And the other one I heard was they were on some island and supposedly the Japanese shot them because this was back when, you know, the Japanese in America and the enemies. So I don't think the Japanese did that. I think that they crashed on an island and died on an island, a deserted little island out in the Pacific. You know, not something you go on, not one of those islands you go for a holiday. One of those islands where there's probably no fresh water or nothing to eat except for, like, just, I don't know. There's lots of islands that you can't live on. that look like have trees and shit all over them.
Do you think...
Survival ways.
Do you think my government's ever gonna release, the Kennedy report from years back?
Oh, God, no. God, no.
Really?
No, they're not going to tell you about JFK. They're not going to tell you about that. They're not going to tell you about UFOs, and then when one lands on the White House, the front lawn sort of thing, or downtown LA, then it'll be like, oh, really? They ain't going to tell you about stuff that you don't need to know, in their opinion. They're not going to tell you about a lot of stuff, man. They're not going to tell you a lot of stuff about Vietnam. They're not going to tell you a lot of stuff about the Cold War. And nobody will know except for those people way on the top of the dirty ladder.
No Montauk experiment?
Yeah.
You know what the Montauk experiment is, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah,
the Philadelphia experiment.
Right. Yeah, some guy named Al Bielek, I believe. I remember talking about that story.
Al Bielek.
Al Bielek, and the other guy was Phil Schneider. both. Phil Schneider's dad used to be in the service or something with Al Bielek, and Phil Schneider, yeah, he was working for government building underground bases.
Yeah.
Ran into a couple of aliens, got it, and they shot him. He shot one, and another one zapped him with this like laser thing and burned all his fingers off, all his toes off, and part of his body burnt right up, and he's got the scars to show it, and the fingers, holds his hand up, just a bunch of nubs. Yeah, and then, see, he had cancer, and he figures he got it from the government, but anyway, he had cancer, and he was dying of cancer, and like I told you, his one hand didn't have no fingers or a thumb, and then, supposedly, he committed suicide by wrapping a rope or a wire around his neck and choking himself to death. Right?
Right.
Full fucking shit, man. It was the government, because he was running his mouth. He was telling all this really high-level security stuff about aliens, and like he spilt the beans, man, on everything that he knew, and he said the government told him to shut up, and he was getting death threats, and they killed him. They warned him, and they warned him, and they killed him.
Okay. I got another fun one for you. What do you think happened to Marilyn Monroe?
She was killed.
Oh, that's a tough one, because it's either A or B, in my opinion. You see, she was pretty depressed, man, over this JFK stuff, and so there was a lot of drama going on, JFK and Bobby Kennedy. So she might have just had enough, and just took a bunch of pills and a glass, a drink, and went and called it quits. You know what I mean? Sleeping pills,
Yeah.
and she might have accidentally overdosed, right? Like didn't mean to take as many, and had no intentions of killing herself. Or B, or C, the government shut her up because supposedly she was all upset of the betrayal between JFK and Bobby Kennedy towards her, that she was going to have a press conference and spill the beans on a whole bunch of pillow talk, and like talking about aliens and Cuba, and the government's like, oh fuck, she's not doing that, we're shutting her down now. So supposedly that she was going to have that press conference the next day or something like that, or a couple of days after. What do I think? I don't know, because it could be all three, and they all sound good to me. Because, like I said, man,
I think they're gonna release one day who did it, though.
Oh God, no! Oh no! You.
Come on, man.
No, they won't, because it don't matter if it's 100 years from now. They just don't want you to know that they do that stuff. Because you'll think, people will say, if they did that then what have they been doing since? And they're still doing it. Like, it'll just make people don't trust the government already, and it'll make it worse. And so they can't tell those things. They can't tell you a lot of dirty stuff. They can only tell you small stuff. They can't tell you big stuff. Like, for instance, they're just starting to say that, yeah, there's things flying around, we're not too sure where it's from, but we're not saying it's from another planet, we're just saying it's not ours. It could be Russia's. It could be China's. So that's as close as you'll get from the USA with the closure. Now, if a UFO crash landed in Los Angeles City, I don't know, that'd be a little different. I don't know what the hell they'd say. They'd move in pretty quick and take that away, but maybe they'd lie and say it was an experimental craft that they owned, and then they'd try to block all the cameras and block the area off, get people out, and then get that craft and take it to, like, you know, like Wright-Patterson or so, whatever. I don't think that they would admit, unless the aliens like show up and say, "Hey, we're here," and there's nothing they can do about it. Go ahead.
One of these days, I think there's gonna be like, they're gonna have to release some of the truth.
Well, they do little bits, but it's not enough. It's like your mom makes a cake, and she lets you lick the spoon for the icing. And that's it. You don't get no cake. You just get that damn spoon. Damn, that was a good tasting spoon with the icing on it, but I want some of that cake, but you're not gonna get no cake, not even a piece. That's all you're
making me hungry for cake.
Yeah. Well, that's the government for you. They just like to give you a little nibble, a little taste. They ain't gonna give you enough. They ain't gonna give you no more. Like, they've had people protesting about JFK and the moon landings and UFOs for years and years and years. It doesn't do no good. Government does what they want. People gotta realize that. They do what they want unless they're overthrown, like in those third world countries. But a country like a first world country is pretty hard to overthrow. You know, you're not gonna. The most I've ever seen people get upset is like that shit that was going on last summer in France, where where people were just ready to overthrow the government. Like that was about as close as it gets. But then everything gets calmed down.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm just saying. What other?
They just can't. They can't. They don't want people panicking. They don't want people asking more questions than they already are.
What other?
That's my opinion. Don't mean it's right.
What other conspiracies do they have out there?
One of the ones I like the most, I always get right into it every winter because it's so cold here, and I know it's cold there too, but I enjoy the Dyatlov Pass incident.
What's that?
These Russian college university students.
We're talking about the Dyatlov Pass incident now.
Yeah, they were on like some sort of break, like spring break or Christmas or like some winter break. I can't remember, but they planned out to go do this hiking trip, and they were really experienced too. They weren't just like
Red Hood
first timers. These guys did this all the time. So, and there was 2 girls, and I don't know, like 5 or 6 guys, and they're all pretty tight friends, and they all went to school together. And they're still in school, they're not done school. Like I said, they're during this break, so they are going to go past this one mountain called the Dyatlov Pass, but it wasn't called that then. It means something like the Mountain of the Devil or something. But so they're supposed to go past that and then get to a certain destination, and then they're gonna like send a telegraph letting their friends and family know that they made it and they're safe and blah blah blah. And nobody really expected any problems. If it was a few days, if they didn't like notify them in a few days, they weren't too worried because maybe they're just taking their time. And as I said, these people are really experienced, so nobody was really worried. But then when a couple of weeks goes by, then their families were starting to get a little upset and worried. And then the families end up going to the authorities to go, like, find their kids. And the ages of the people were like early 20s, mid 20s, and one guy I think was like 40 years old. But the rest of them were basically, like 19 to 25. That was what their ages. But so they go to find them, and they're following their path because they know which way they're going and all that. And then they find their tent, and their tent's still standing up, but it's like has a great big giant cut mark in it. And it was cut from the inside, not the outside. And then they see so then they, over the few days, they're doing their investigation, and they end up finding, leading from the camp, these footsteps. But they're not running, they're just calm footsteps, a whole bunch of them. They're walking down this hill towards like a forest area. And then they end up finding like their bodies one by one, like frozen.
He's giving me the business, but I'm giving it right back to him.
The plot, the whole bottom line is nobody knows why the hell these experienced people would cut their tent open from the inside and run and go outside in minus 40 weather, and they weren't even dressed. They had like, some of them had no socks on, none of them had boots, I don't think. They didn't have like coats. They were like wearing like They're like long johns and stuff, kind of like as if they were sleeping. Like that's the type of clothing they were wearing. Like when you go to bed, they weren't wearing their coats and socks and heavy pants. And like I said, the tent was cut from the inside.
Who do you think it could be? Mothman?
No. What they say is one theory is that they think that they thought there was an avalanche, so they got worried and cut themselves out and ran out of the tent. But then there's no proof, and plus where they put their tent, there's no way an avalanche could happen. It's not steep enough where they have their tent. And then another part that they say is aliens, which everybody says aliens for everything. Another one is that they think like a Yeti, but I don't believe that. There's no evidence. Like there's no. If a Yeti attacked their tent, well, you think the damage would be on the outside. Now, why would they cut their tent open? It's disturbing. I don't know why. Mostly when I've seen probably 40 videos on this.
There's a girl.
And I don't know why they cut the damn way out of the tent. What the hell would make them so scared to cut their way out of the tent and run out into minus 40 weather with like their long johns on? And then they tried to come back. They found 3 bodies that were facing the direction of like they were trying to come back to the tent. And then they found a couple other bodies that were just frozen. And then they found down by the forest some more bodies, and these guys were trying to make a fire. And then they found way down in the gorge, like the last 3 of them, and they were trying to make a shelter. And something happened at that damn tent, and I don't know what. And it's not Bigfoot, because they would have seen, the tent probably would have been torn apart, you would have seen footprints and blood. There was none of that. There was no tracks. If it was a UFO...
You don't think it could just be an average psycho killer, do you?
Oh no, man! You gotta understand. This is like, what the hell is like? This is Russia, you know, way the hell out nowhere. No serial killer is gonna be there. This is like, that's like me saying to you, let's just say you told me somebody got killed on, like Mount St. Helen, and I'd be like, you think it was a serial killer? And you'd be like, no, what would a serial killer be doing on Mount St. Helen? I mean, they were in like a super rural area, like Siberia type conditions, you know, like where there's nobody around. So, no, there's no way in hell that it was a serial killer.
Just a serial killer.
And plus, there was too many guys. If it was a serial killer, I think there was like 6 guys. They would have overpowered a serial killer. Whatever it was, it had to have been enough to scare 6 grown men. And one of them was 40 years old. So, like, I mean, and they're Russians. They're not scared of nothing, man. These guys aren't scared of shit. And plus, World War II had just ended, I think it was, not long after that. So the one guy I know was in the war, and he was like a
Do you think it could
soldier.
be connected to the Tunguska explosion?
No, because it's not the same conditions. There was no damage to trees. There's nothing to tell you what happened. That's the whole damn problem. It's just they didn't even run out of the tent. Their footprints were like walking calmly down the hill. And then you could say, well, what about Russian soldiers? What happens if they were near a top sacred area and the Russian soldiers marched them out of the tent? Well, then where's the Russian soldiers' footprints? Like, you can only cover up so much, man. I mean, they had professional native trackers to help find them. Those natives would easily been able to find if there was tampering done to footprints. You know, like let's just say the Soviet soldiers got rid of their footprints. Those natives would have known that just like that, man. Nobody can track like a native, let me tell you. They know when foolery. So it couldn't have been that. I just don't know. It's so disturbing that
I've never even heard of it.
Don't know.
Honestly.
Yeah, I'll leave a link when I write down a couple of things. I see if you can say or whatever, and for you to just make a video sometime. I'll also write down a good link for you to watch. That's probably about 15 minutes long on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I've tried to figure it out, and sometimes I think I'm right, and then I'll be like, well, what about? And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make sense for any of it. You just when you think you got the answer, it's not there. You know, you say aliens, like, well, I don't understand how. Hey, there's Travis, man. On
Really?
your yeah, on your chat.
Hey Travis, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Travis? Just saw you say, hey, Bob and I pretty heavy deep talks here.
Good looking
Like we
out
used to
there,
do.
Cryptic. Thank you.
At work board, yeah. Every Wednesday, Bob and I have our little live chat together, and
Yeah, this is a normal
yeah,
Wednesday
talking
thing
about,
now. It's
yeah, we're talking about conspiracy theories. We're at the Dyatlov Pass right now. We just got past JFK, I think, before that.
yeah, we did.
Like we're not talking like a program for other people to do. We're just like bantering back and forth like we always do. Like he's supposed to be playing a game, but he always ends up to he'll be playing a game for a while.
Actually, Cryptic,
we just get talking.
I wasn't the one playing the game for the last fight. That was Mom.
Oh.
Mom got her butt kicked.
Yeah, I didn't get to see Randy's video live, so I was watching it like the next day, and I seen Travis that you were there talking to Randy. Good old Randy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you're here, Travis. I just got an email from Rob there this morning, and he told me that he's got the scripts all done, and all he has to do is upload them. So I've been waiting all day for him to upload so I can go to work.
Pardon me.
On the scripts, but I haven't seen anything on Rob's channel yet. I'll look again.
Hey.
No, all I see is Rob is live.
Cool. Yeah, Randy is a nice guy.
Yeah. Hey.
So, yeah, Randy seems alright. Yeah, I think,
Travis, have you tried any of that Tic Tac gum?
You talking to me?
Travis.
For gum, I ain't got none. I think I've been about 2 or 3 times I ran into Randy when his channel was live, and
Travis,
the one time
sorry,
I went
Cryptic.
there, Travis. Just 1 second, Bob. I just want to tell Travis this.
Okay.
Or did you say you have to go?
No.
Oh, okay. Just 1 second, Bob. I went there and Randy's explaining how he was angry about this doctor putting him on these pills for his whole life, and he's showing the pills, and then the pills, I can tell the pills kick in, and then he starts flipping out, and he's going on and on about Rob Priceless, and he's flipping out, man. He's like flipping out, and he never took the video down, it's still there. And then, like, all of his loyal, faithful people that watch it, they started putting dislikes. And Randy's, like, looking at him, he's flipping out, and he's got, like, I think, like, 7 dislikes or something like that.
Good Lord.
3 or 4 likes. And one of the likes was from me. But he was flipping out. At first I thought he was acting, and then I really clued in. I was like, I think he took pills, and, like, he exploded. Like you could see hatred, actual hatred in his eyes for Rob, and he doesn't even know Rob. So I was like, oh God. But yeah, he was scaring his audience away. So then he cut the camera, and then he came back on, and then he was normal, and he apologized to everybody. And he said he was just acting. Yeah, actually, hold on, I can find it for you right now. I'll put I don't know if Bob's channel will set the links, but it'll set the links. If it don't,
sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Hold on here. Just 1 second. I know what the picture looks like. Hold on here. It's near the football key. Randy Tootsie Rolls. No, that's not it.
Nuts, mounds, don't.
Agent. I gotta see if that's doing all the dislikes. Yeah, 5 7. 20-foot cylinder.
Crying global warming too.
Mom, what does the comment say?
Fighters approaching Fortress of Solitude.
Oh, that is weird. I will go watch it. It's still up.
Yeah, it went up, Bob.
The new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
No, not the new Mortal Kombat.
You can't catch
Injustice.
what you can't see.
The goddess will guide my claws.
Yes, I will. I've
Yeah.
already pre-ordered it.
Travis, yes, I think there's two of them. I think it's that one and one other one, but they're both like identical.
I've been looking for somebody to play with me.
But he's complained before about the medication. He showed he has a video where he was showing like what he was like when he was a young kid, and it shows you him running around, playing, having fun, looks as normal as anything. And then he said, "Here's another video of me, same age, when the doctor put me on this medication." And then he's just kind of like, and then Randy's like, so he's like, "I hate my doctor, sort of hate what they did to me." Just get running around having fun. What do they do? Oh, here you, Bob.
Yeah, but
Bob, you
yeah,
there? Travis just asked you, man. Says,
I know.
Bob, you already got it, or didn't you already prepay?
Yeah, I already prepaid. Looking for somebody
Yeah.
to fight with me. I've been trying to get this
you-
guy to. I've been
I
trying
know,
to
but
get Cryptic to, you know, do it. But
Yeah, I know.
if you want to do
Told you
it, by all means, man.
My buddy, man, he just got 2 weeks ago. He just got Fallout 76. And he's gonna have my attention probably for the next month. He's a really bad player too, so I got like do so much work with him to help him.
So
He
if-
loves video games, but he's frustrating to play with. Me and him used to play Warcraft together about 10 years ago. My God, did I get screaming at him.
just won that shit. Right there.
Adam wins.
Awesome.
Yeah, I spent, holy jeez, but the last week, not like 24 hours a day, but I mean for the last week off and on, working on all the clips for the new R team. Man, there's some pretty good stuff in there. It's pretty funny stuff.
Mom.
Looking forward to get the script from Rob, and then I can put her all together.
Yeah, I told
That'll
Cryptic
take
what I want to say off the air.
2 or 3 years. Yeah, I wouldn't mind your mom saying a line with you not in the picture, though. If she wouldn't mind saying something like, "Rob, where's Bob?" That'd be cool. And then she'll understand what I mean when she watches it. Why?
Fighting games. And Cryptic says,
That's okay. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm good, but according to Cryptic, I'm not as good as him, right, Cryptic?
Oh, fuck no. No. I told him straight up. I said, "Hey, Bob, we're friends, so why am I going to lie to you? I would kick your ass." And I would. But, you know, I mean, there's billions of people that kick my ass. I'm not saying I'm good. I just know, like, I've been playing those games for a long time, and watch some of my Mortal Kombat ones. Like, I know once we got into it, you'd be hurting, Bob. You'd be hurting. But you got a couple games there where I'd be pretty lost. I didn't know what the hell was going on with your Kingdom of Hearts. Man, I didn't know whose energy was going down, yours or the boss.
Yeah, like I said, you have to actually have played the other 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, you were telling me that. I didn't even know what the hell was going on, and you're like telling me it's a big dream.
You can't just walk into it, which kind of sucks.
That's the type of game I don't think I'd get into. I don't know. Played a few games kind of like that on the old Sega Genesis days. They had a lot of games that were like that. I wasn't good at any of them. Those games that you're playing there, I'm terrible at. Because I remember this girl I went out with in the 90s, she used to like playing those type of games, and she tried to get me into them, and I just, not very good. I like strategic games, and I like fighting games, but I don't like fighting games online because I'll get my ass kicked and then I get angry. It's like, that's 4 times in a row. You know, you can't do that. Donkey Kong Country. I remember. I remember I got my sister for Christmas. She was
Donkey
like,
Kong.
in grade school. I got her Donkey Kong Jr. and
Mute
Super
it,
Nintendo
please,
for
Mom.
Christmas.
Yeah.
And I remember playing Donkey Kong Country too on I think it was on that. I do believe I had Donkey Kong Country.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't very good at those Donkey Kong games either. I was good at the first one, the easy one. I beat that, but no, those other Donkey Kongs I wasn't very good at.
We used to have an
The other one that I was terrible at was that Mario Kart.
Really?
Terrible.
You were terrible at Mario.
Car games I'm not very good at. Like my one friend always plays Gran Turismo, and oh man, to me that's not for me. Gran Turismo. Cars look cool and all that stuff, but I can't get into a game where I suck. And I've tried. I remember like it's just like pool. I can't play pool in real life. I don't know why. All my friends are like sharks, awesome, wicked. Well, they aren't now, maybe, but they were when they're younger. But man.
Yeah, we used to have an N64, and I used to play that a lot with my brother. You ever play Pokemon Puzzle or Pokemon Stadium?
No. Pokemon don't even come near me.
Not you, Travis.
Oh.
Not you, Travis.
Oh,
I knew you. I wasn't even
yeah,
gonna.
I guess you already knew the answer.
I wasn't even gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Stadium.
you know you were too old by that point, right?
Oh, I would. Even if I was a young kid when that came out, I would never have gotten into Pokemon. I know I wouldn't have. I was more into like. If they look like Gremlins or something, then I'd get into it. Because I remember when Gremlins came out, man, I wish I had a Gremlin so bad back then.
Are you gonna see Gremlins 3?
What's that?
Are you gonna see Gremlins 3, Cryptic?
Oh, I don't know. You know, when it comes to movies, I'm such a prick, because I don't like the damn green screen, blue screen acting. I don't like actors of today. Actors, they just don't. See, when I was younger growing up, a lot of the actors, even the ones in shitty movies, they always did theater. They really had to, like, work their way up the chain. They didn't just get in because they're well, I guess some people always get in with their looks. But even a lot of shitty movies, these actors, they did like Broadway and theater and stuff, so they really knew their acting, and they're really good with their body language. And nowadays, how can you do good body language when you're behind like you have the blue screen behind you, and you don't have like stuff back in my day. I love, everything was filmed outside.
Okay.
Now, like even commercials when you see a car, they're not even outside. That's somebody in the studio, and they had the car in the blue screen.
This is not a shout out, but I'm telling you, I was watching this one guy's channel, Knickknacks. Right, he covers Nickelodeon and the history of it. Did you know they used to not have commercials, and it used to be more like PBS? Now it's got SpongeBob and.
Oh God, I remember PBS. Sitting there watching Doctor Who, and next thing you know, they cut off for 2 hours for the telethon of wanting money. Pledge, and you'll get this little cheap fucking nylon handbag that has our logo on it.
Yeah, they had a lot of Canadian imports back in the day. They used to have.
They used to have a lot of telethons on there for money. I remember that. There wasn't many channels when I was young. There was only like 13 of them. The original, The Hills Have Eyes. Oh, friggin' right. Oh yeah, I've seen the original.
I've never seen the original.
Oh, the original's awesome. I forget who the father is. He's like a famous actor from back then. Greaves, maybe, I don't know, or maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Peter Graves. No, that can't be him. No, but I'm sure the father's somebody I've seen in a lot of movies. I can't remember. The older guy, the guy that they set on fire. Yeah, that was a great movie, man. I love horror movies from 70s and 80s. I like some of the older stuff too, but you know, like I like the colored stuff better than the black and white.
Okay, I got a question for you, Cryptic. How do you feel about Godzilla?
Never really cared too much for him as a kid. I was more of a King Kong guy.
You ever see King Kong fight Godzilla?
Yeah. I'm anything that had King Kong when I was a kid. If I got my hands on it when I was a kid, not now. When I was a kid, yeah, I'd be getting right on it.
I was a Godzilla guy, man.
Yeah, like that one review you did there, Travis, with Chud, cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. Man, I remember watching that. I think there's a Chud 2, I think. I don't know if they went to 3. But I remember watching that when I was a kid, and when I was a kid, it was kind of scary. And then as I watched it on YouTube and as an adult, I was like, this is like bad. I mean, it's like good bad. What's another one I liked back then? There's this one. I like fucked up movies too. And the one of them that's really good, it's a fucked up movie, it's called Pin, as in P-I-N, Pin. Man, that one's messed up. I like that one, and there's another one called, I don't know if it's just called Frost, or if it's called Mr. Frost, and it has Jeff Goldblum in it, the dude from The Fly.
I've seen The Fly.
A movie.
Even I've seen The Fly.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about The Fly. He's in a movie before he kind of got big, and it's called Frost or Mr. Frost. It's fantastic, and it's one of those movies that so many people have never seen, you know, like, and I'm shocked because of, like, it's Jeff Goldblum. Like, what do you mean you haven't seen it? Like, it's like you only know about him from Jurassic Park and The Fly, and that's it. And that other one with her, well, he was in that other movie where a meteorite was going to crash on the Earth, wasn't he? Wasn't he in that one?
Yeah,
He was good in Jurassic Park. I liked him. I mean, he's a good actor. I like. That's why that one with, like I said, Frost or Mr. Frost. Damn, this guy. Independence Day. Oh, that's what. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the scientist guy. Yeah.
And then they gave him the virus at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that Frost movie. I don't know. I gotta look it up to see if it's Frost or Mr. Somebody just took that Frost.
I took a
Yeah, that's it. It is called Frost.
class on science fiction back in my high school days. That was
No, sorry, it's called Mr. Frost. Mr. Frost, and that's when was it made? 1990. It's got a 6 out of 10 rating. It was 40%. 89% of Google viewers liked it. I liked it because it was a really crazy story. Everyone's saying, well, it's the other actors that ruin it. But the story is great. The story is great, and you got only one person that can act, and the rest, I guess that's why it's one of those things where 6 out of 10 people like it. There's 4 people that don't. I don't know, I just kind of appreciated the writing, not so much the acting, just the story was, to me, was great.
It's
There was
not
another one I'm thinking about. No, it wasn't the people on the stairs. I don't think I liked that one so much. It was...
We stand united against
people
evil.
on the stairs. It was, it's kind of like pizza with pineapple. You know, I like pizza, but I don't like pineapple. But I mean, I can pick the pineapple off, right? And I still eat it.
Give me a large cheese pizza any day.
But that's what people under the stairs was like. Probably even
lesson yet?
But there's another movie. It was right on the I love the George one. Well, maybe not the later one. The older George Romero zombie movies. And I think we did 1 and 2, and then it stops. So they're 3 and on.
Hand you over to the proper authorities.
I like. Oh, by the way, I like Tremors 1. I really enjoyed that. I can't help it. There's some people that really don't like that movie.
You know, Tremors had a TV show.
Yeah, I used to watch it. I used to watch that. Yeah.
Mom
Yeah,
used
it
to
was
like
terrible.
that too.
I knew it was terrible too, but I watched it. It was good. That's why when it's recent.
The Flash wins.
I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you. Mom's outside.
I'm trying to think of something anyway here. Last one.
Travis.
I remember I watched a Christmas The Exorcist, the original. But I watched something else. The Exorcist was really good. I was around Christmas. Oh, I watched for the first time in my life last summer. First time in my life, because I chickened out when I was a kid. When it came out when I was a kid, I chickened out. But I watched, so all these years later, I watched it just last summer. Salem's Lot. Stephen King, the movie.
I'm not some old
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. I think the reason that I couldn't watch it as a kid because the vampire was way more scary than what I was used to. I was used to like the vampire in the cage growing up as a kid, you know. Couldn't do it. A lot of my friends watched it. I couldn't do it. Salem's Lot, yeah, that was good. But I know I've seen a movie that. That's not been that good.
The Flash wins.
Like I'll watch a lot of like I'll type into YouTube like B horror movie and there'll be like a list of like just shit. Some that we know and some that it's like nobody has a clue. Oh, you've never seen Salem's Lot? Well, I can't say much because I didn't see it until last year. Yeah, it's long, but it's good. Like not long like as in The Stand. That's long. The Stand. Wow, that was really good.
You know what you'd probably enjoy, Cryptic?
What?
It's a superhero, but it's totally blasphemous because they have like Fat Jesus, and the guy, he's a preacher, right? And his buddy's like a vampire. It's kind of. It's called The Preacher.
Vampires. And I just got done talking about Salem's Lot. That's one of the. Go ahead. Sorry, that's just one thing I've never really got into is the vampires too much. Even as a kid. It just.
It's called
they
The
didn't
Preacher.
do it for me.
You'd probably be into that. When it comes back on, I'll let you know.
There's another good Stephen King movie that I enjoyed. It was called Sometimes They Come Back. You ever see that? That was pretty good. To me it was. I liked it.
I watched Under the Dome religiously.
Yeah, I don't know this preacher you guys are talking about. Travis seems to know what you're talking about. You never seen that, eh? Needful Things, Stephen King. There's another one for your bucket list, too. Yeah, Needful Things. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The way that the devil can really mess with people and have fun with it. It was just well written. The guy...
Preacher's awesome, though. You'd like it.
I might. You never know. But, like, I watched that one vampire movie written by Quentin Tarantino. Man, that was bad. I did not like it. I forget the name of it, but You guys know what I'm talking about. It's the only, I think it's the only Quentin Tarantino movie that was a vampire one that he did, but I didn't like it at all. Garbage. What do you think about Pet Sematary? Yeah, I haven't seen it. Was that you, Bob, that was telling me last week about Pet Sematary, or no?
Yeah, that they're coming out with a new one.
No,
Yeah, that was me.
it was. Yeah, it was you and Games and Greens. Games and Greens told me when I was on his channel when he was live, and he was asking me if I was going to see it.
Yeah.
And, like, I will, but I'm not going to rush out the door. Yeah, Dusk Till Dawn. That's it. Yeah, has the one guy in there. He's like this Mexican guy with the mustache.
Oh,
tattoos, really ugly. He's
God,
he's always the bad guy.
Danny
in every
Trejo.
game. Yeah.
Trejo.
He's in commercials and everything. I mean, the guy must have a lot of money. Unless he's
He was in Spy Kids too. He was in fucking
like
Spy Kids.
Man, I tell you, I wouldn't want to meet him in his day. I mean, that's a scary looking man.
Mom, what?
You shouldn't back down from anybody, but somebody looks like that, man. I mean, think twice about fighting that. Yeah, the next guy.
Mom, what was the comments?
Yeah, he's like, to me, one of the most famous B-movie villains. He's like always the bad guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, even in B, like what I would call a B commercial, not an A commercial, but a B commercial.
Have you seen any of the interviews with, just regular interviews with him and stuff like that?
No.
He's like a big teddy bear, though. He's not.
Yeah. You know Tom Salvani or whatever?
Yeah, Tom Sweeney.
Yeah, those guys are friends too. Tom's had him in a couple of Tom's stuff. I think he was in one of the Romero movies near the end, one of his later ones, like Diary of the Dead or something like that.
Anyway,
yeah, and he was...
Danny Trejo's just a big teddy bear. Yeah. I saw him.
Oh no, I don't doubt it, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, he's a scary looking man. Like, you know, if he was in his 20s or 30s, I mean, imagine he was a pretty tough guy. He could just look at you and snarl and he would want to play teddy bear or not. Yeah, but I didn't like that movie. There was a movie though that I seen a couple months ago. I watched it on YouTube. I'm trying to remember what the hell it was. Like, I watch a lot of stuff. But a lot of it is not, like, really popular.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like the little, what I call little hidden gems. Okay, when I was a kid, I got really bummed out and hated it because it went off topic big time. As an adult, two things happened. As a young adult, still didn't like it, and then about 10 years ago I watched it, and then I was like, this is alright. I don't mind it. But yeah, for a long time I didn't like it. I remember as a kid, oh man, was I pissed off. Part 3's coming out, you know, right on. What the hell's this? Where's Michael Myers? What's wrong? But then I remember I watched it when I was like early 20s, and I was like, I think I only watched like a half of it. I just didn't want to watch anymore. This is garbage. And then I watched, like I said, about 10, maybe 15, even 15 years.
He's rough. They got, for his voice, they got Robert Englund. That guy's voiced by Robert Englund.
But yeah, Travis is right though. It shouldn't have been like called Halloween.
Starfire.
They could have made their own like sort of series off of that. But it was so out in left field for the first two. Then you can't make two Halloween 1, Halloween 2, and then come out with Halloween 3 like that. Well, they did. And I don't know, people of my generation just didn't really seem to care for it too much. But there's a remake, like another, like one of those little hidden gems I found was a 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead. My God, is it good. And the black guy's
This
played by
guy's voiced by
Tony
Robert
Todd.
England.
I have mastered my fears and
Tony
Not
doubts.
Todd's the
Starfire.
king.
That's what the gas is for.
Him.
Please, I thought Trigon and
Yeah, Tony Todd, one of my
Begin.
favorite horror actors. My mom, check this out. I remember he was on X-Files too. He was on an episode of X-Files. I don't know how long ago it was. Watch the Young and the Restless. Can't remember what I was there for. Watch the Young and the Restless and walk by the screen on TV. And I just happened to glance, and I'm like, I see this black dude, and I'm looking at me. I look at him, that's Tony fucking Todd. So I went home and typed his name on the internet, and it was Tony Todd, Young and the Restless. Damn right, that was Tony Todd. I was like, what the hell is he doing on the Young and the Restless? Man, gotta pay the bills any way you can.
Tony Todd also played Zoom.
I really liked him in Candyman. There's a rumor I heard about Candyman being remade and that he's going to be in it, but I don't know if he's the Candyman or if they're just going to give him a little side role. I'm not quite sure how old he is now. But Candyman was pretty good. It's not one of my favorites, but Tony Todd is really one of those actors that I really enjoy. I really enjoyed him on the X-Files, and I didn't stay too long to watch him on Young and the Restless, but
Scarecrow
he's
wins.
good Candyman in that Return of the Living Dead. God, I like that. I can bear. It's hard for me to ever like a remake better than the original, but that happened with me. I couldn't believe it. I like that remake better than the original Night of the Living Dead. It's just Tony Todd steals the show. I don't know if it's a remake of Candyman or like maybe like another Candyman story. I didn't really, never really read too much onto that. A remake, yeah, that might not work. That was cool. They could maybe like have him come back. Don't have to do a remake. That's a thing now. I like Dawn of the Dead remake better. Oh no, not me. Oh, Dawn of the Dead. Now that's the shopping mall in Pittsburgh. Remake is a shopping mall in Toronto. Okay, yeah. You look at the makeup and stuff from the original compared to the remake. Yeah, the remake's gonna win hands down.
Brainiac.
Remake, to me, I just can't like it. The zombies shouldn't be running around the way they are. I did like the pregnant mother
Scarecrow.
that was infected and a zombie baby. That was good. That was pretty decent. The black guy, I like him. That's pretty tough because the original black guy, I can't remember his name. He was really, really good in the original Dawn of the Dead. Peter something.
Fighters
maybe?
approaching Fortress of
Maybe I'm
Solitude.
getting them mixed up. Maybe Peter was his character's name. But anyway, I didn't like it as much as you might have thought I did. I'm pretty hooked on the original. Dawn of the Dead, man, I really like that. But out of the series,
Begin.
my favorite one is one that not very many people like. It's part 3 in the series called The Day of the Dead. And the opening scene, it just shows you what happened with the humanity's done. It's like, I'm not quite sure where it is, but just from the way the trees look, to me, it kind of looks like someone sitting near Florida or something. Like a Florida type region of trees, but it starts off with a landless helicopter, and they got this megaphone.
I know your thoughts.
Hello, is anybody here? Because they're trying to find some more people. And then it shows you, like, the zombies hear them, and it just shows you the zombies in the city, like, looking around, and what's the noise coming, and then they'll see see how many zombies, thousands and thousands of them coming down the street. They're good distance, it's tough to get away, but they just look, and it just, when they do the camera thing right from the beginning, they land a helicopter to where the zombies are coming after them, they got lots of time to get away. It just shows you that humanity's done. And it's done. It's beyond like a meteorite, like the dinosaurs thing. There's no coming back. They're done. No, but I should because what are they called? There's these guys that are really they're like the #1 mask builders, and they've been advertising on Facebook their doll. It's pretty expensive, Chucky, and they were talking about the new Chucky. So, what new Chucky? I was like, oh, I never even looked up the trailer or nothing. What the? Now I gotta find out the damn fucking name.
Brainiac.
Sweet, I got a trophy.
See what the hell that
Well, you were playing what? Which one?
This.
Well, who were you?
Brainiac.
Oh, wow. So tired.
Yeah.
Trick
There
or
was
Treat Studios, that's it.
there was
Okay.
a couple Bob questions.
Trick or Treat Studios. That's the name of these guys. The new Chucky is voiced by Mark Hamill. Man, let me tell you about Mark. Nobody does the voice better for the Joker than Mark Hamill. What do you say, Bob?
I agree.
Oh yes, Mark
Absolutely.
Hamill. I didn't even know for about, I don't know how many years. I used to watch that all the time too.
You know
I
he
didn't even know it was Mark Hamill.
you know he plays the
What?
trickster in the old Flash series as well.
I wonder how he would do for Chucky. I mean, he's really into. He can really do a pretty insane voice, but Chucky's different. Chucky's got a special voice. It's kind of like a rough voice, you know.
They
like,
they
I don't
originally
know.
wanted to get Tim
I
Curry
have to
for
check
the
out the trailer.
Joker. Did you know that,
Yeah.
Cryptic?
Say that again, Bob. Sorry.
They originally wanted to get Tim Curry for the Joker.
Hey,
Really?
since this morning,
Well,
Okay,
hold on here. I'm gonna.
time to go, Cryptic. Well,
You gotta go, eh?
yeah, gotta go.
Okay, I'll leave you that message on the video, and I'll talk to you, Travis, another time. Hopefully, I'll have that video. I'd like to have that video out this weekend. So you guys have a good one, and I guess I'll go play some Fallout later. So you and your mom have a good one, and adios, Travis.
Alright, can you answer the question?
Are you asking me?
why? What do you want me to say?
Sorry. Alright, leaving the party. Adios.
I like Dawn of the Dead remake better. Did either of you two see the Child's Play trailer?
I saw it, but I won't be watching it. They shove it down your throat here on YouTube a lot. Alright.
You're the only one left down there. Shut it all off, buddy.
Alright.
Shut your thing down.
Yeah. So, they just started talking about